Hello and welcome to this week's Astro Talk. I'm Audi Solaris and we are going to be discussing the transits taking place from April 20th through to the 26th. We start off on Sunday with Venus in Pisces making a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Now that Venus is out of her retrograde cycle and she's reconnecting with these planets that she's had multiple aspects with throughout her retrograde motion, she now in her forward momentum has the ability to approach these topics and situations with greater clarity and greater confidence and a wider skill set based on all that was learned from the retrogrades. And so with this sextile to Uranus and Taurus, it's a reflection of the ways in which you are shaking up your approach to love and finances and beauty and aesthetics. You're not afraid to try something different post-retrograde because it's time to integrate everything that you've learned and what you've taken from the revelations that have come through as of the last couple of weeks, and it's going to create a very dreamy but exciting energy that can bring in a newfound stability in your approach to these themes, not in a way that is mundane or boring either, but in a way where you're incorporating something new to further support these more creative, lovelier aspects of your life, be it a relationship that comes through unexpectedly, or you might even receive an unexpected amount of money, some sort of support, something that you just did not see coming in these Venusian realms. And Venus is still in this sort of shadow stage, so it may be something that is similar to what you've experienced in the earlier couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that familiarity in a situation coming back up to resurface to say, oh, by the way, we're doing this actually. Later in the day, we have Mercury making a sextile to Pluto in Aquario. Mercury is in Aries right now. The conversations have been very strategic, very action-oriented, and focused on the heat of the moment and working towards understanding how our thoughts can propel us forward into taking the necessary movements and steps that we want to take to feel more encouraged and empowered and to lead our life from that place. With a sextile to Pluto in Aquario, this is in continued ongoing themes of technology, AI, the collective, social issues, activism. The sextile here might bring a wave of empowerment in regards to any themes relating to those Plutonian power imbalance, power dynamic situations in a way where we can receive information that's necessary that will help us move forward clearly. And Pluto, again, being the planet of transformation, we are receiving information that will help us transform something in that arena, something in that field. And there's a lot of really necessary activism happening right now at this time to take action on so many injustices in the world. And so this transit can help us again just receive the communications or the information necessary that we can strategize and organize and move forward. Now later in the day, the Sun in Taurus is going to make a square to Mars in Leo. And there might be this bit of like a tug and pull, push and pull dynamic where we want this stability. We want to be in our home, feeling safe, feeling nurtured, feeling grounded. But there is this call to action, this very bold, loud, dramatic call to action that's coming through. We're being asked to sit with that, ask ourselves, where do I find my balance in terms of existing in this moment of time where maybe I do need to take an action that I'm not quite ready to take, but that's the call. And I'd rather be at home reading a book, drinking coffee. Where do those meet? This can also look like a clash between you and someone else that takes on a very dramatic, heated argument or something that clashes with your natural tendency to, sit back and be very grounded and fixed. And there's just something that'll challenge that energy there today or on that day. So the key or the medicine in that would be how do I regulate myself in this moment? How do I tap into my clarity and my intuition in navigating these dynamics? When do I step up and answer the call? And when do I return and nourish myself after being immersed in these areas of life? And I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you don't identify as an activist or if you're not engaging in the more collective themes right now, that doesn't mean that this transit won't show up for you. It's going to look differently. Just pay attention to those energy signatures that might come into play. So it can take a flurry of different forms. It'll depend on how it lands for you in your chart. As always. That was just Sunday. So Monday the 21st, Saturn in Pisces will make a conjunction to the North Node. This is a focus on institutions or head of systems or even a large player reckoning with something fated or being succumbed to the fates. This can also be a moment where you are taking a commitment very seriously that feels quite destined, quite charged, maybe in alignment with something in regards to religion or spirituality or the arts or all of those Piscean, oceanic themes. If you do make any commitments at this time, they're going to be long-lasting and they are going to ask of your commitment and your responsibility to them. It is not a day to make promises in vain, because what you devote your energy to on this day, what you commit to on this day, is going to be a sort of seed planted. And there might just be an abundance on this day as well of this sense of responsibility, this sense of duty, this sense of karma. And when I say karma, I don't interpret karma as like you did this thing, so now something bad comes around. Karma is just a result of whatever actions you take. And so if you want to see it from the perspective of karma dharma, whereas dharma is in support of you, however you see it, karma is not inherently negative. It's just something that is going to come your way as a result of actions you took in this life or in another life, energetically, physically, spiritually. Expect that energy on this day. Things just might feel extra profound, extra weighted in a way that asks you to show up fully, that ability to respond. As the sirens go off in the background, let that be a message for you in and of itself. On Wednesday the 23rd, we're going to have the Sun in Taurus making a square to Pluto in Aquario. Expect disruptions and tension and challenges in themes of life regarding your own sense of inner stability, private, nurtured realm, in contrast or in relation to these Plutonian, power dynamic, transformative, catalytic themes in the Aquarian sector of your chart. And so this could be something like something in your life showing up to show you where there is a power imbalance and show you where control dynamics are at play. And with the Sun in Taurus, it's like, I really just want to tend to my garden. I just really want to bask and settle in my fixedness. But that tension there, it's not something you can ignore, and you have to really get curious. Squares are what birth curiosity, because they demand that we problem solve. And so how can you get curious about the way in which you can still remain in your garden or in your fixedness, but respond to these things that are coming up for you in a way where you're not spiritually bypassing it or ignoring it or compartmentalizing it even. On Thursday the 24th, Venus in Pisces makes a conjunction to Saturn in Pisces. I love Venus-Saturn aspects. I am a Venus in Capricorn, maybe that's why. But any commitments that you are taking at around this time are serious. They are going to be long-lasting. They are going to come with responsibility. It will feel like a sense of patience was required to get to this point, and now it's like, okay, now we get to begin this thing. This is a good day to commit to anything that is in terms of beauty or relationships or love, anything that you want it to be long-lasting. Just know that you can't go into it lightly. Once you say yes to the thing, once you say I do the thing, it's in there. Saturn is the planet of time, and so this is going to be something that will unfold into the future. it won't be a short-term situation. And Venus has made multiple passes over Saturn at this point. Again, she is exiting shadow slowly but surely, and so we've likely already explored what this situation is. And this is the final pass, the final moment to say, do I or don't I? And whatever decision you make is going to hold. And indecision is a decision in and of itself as well. Just a little reminder. On Saturday, the 26th, Mercury exits shadow. Mercury finally is out of the official little retrograde cycle, and we can charge forward with full speed ahead, full momentum. Aries, right? You know, wants to go fast, wants to be fiery, wants to blaze ahead, and we get that permission slip here. So Mercury is just going to zoom through Aries, and we might feel that in our thoughts. We might start having conversations that we hadn't quite had before. In these Aries sort of themes, it might be very exciting, very quick, very passionate, very inspired to take bold thoughts into action, and Mercury will blaze forward in that light. Later in the day, we have Mars in Leo making an opposition to Pluto in Aquario, and we have had this aspect before because Mars is also finalizing its shadow phase. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This has historically been a tense aspect, and it's likely going to be tense again. With all of these planets moving forward, a situation that was repeating in the past is going to take on a new light and on a new tone. There will be further developments, further advances, and Mars and Pluto, when they make an aspect, it is grave, it is serious, it is impactful, not just for one or two people, like multiple people will feel it. And so on this day, I would just highly recommend that you take care of yourself. Just have hydration in your body, craft out moments in your day where you can just take a breath, ground your feet on earth. This is that Sun and Taurus energy that's coming in to support us in moments of upheaval, in moments of dramatic, powerful events happening either out in the world or in our life. I do get the sense that this is going to be an out in the world sort of transit, but it can take place in your life as well. Maybe you won't even notice it. Never a bad idea to just say, this day looks a little bit dicey. I'm just going to be prepared just in case, to take half a day off work, or to make sure I have a really good meal for dinner, to go to bed extra early, to connect with my guides and the divine, to check in on the people that I love, to check in on my community. So this week is serious. It's one to really be grounded in. It's one to be really present in. I don't say that to say be afraid or, be nervous about it. No. Coast through it, ground, be present, be available to yourself and what your body needs from you as it unfolds. I'm just saying it's a week with disruptions, serious commitments, and power dynamics coming to the forefront. And we go into the Taurus new moon next day for the next week, and so this will kind of give us an energetic signature to plant new seeds with, based on all of the information that we've been gathering from these retrogrades, from these aspects, from these squares. How do we want to plant something for ourselves and for the collective and for the world, and nourish it and flourish it moving forward? So that's the week of 420, and I'm going to draw a card now as well to just support us through this time. Take a deep breath. Connect with yourself. Ground. Okay. We have the Four of Cups. And with the Four of Cups, we are in a place of contemplation. We are in a place of, we're leaning our back against a tree, we're receiving information, we're listening to what the nature devas and the nature spirits have to share with us, and we are connecting it with our intuition as well. 3 cups already on the ground, 1 more coming through from the divine, from the unseen. We've maybe been pondering certain intuitions that we've had about a certain situation, and in this moment in time we received maybe the missing piece that we needed to, with stability, move forward. This is the number 4, and number 4s do have that sort of foundation, sort of rock energy. And it can be a little bit easy to want to sit under this tree and contemplate on these things for a very long time. But I get the sense that this fourth cup is not only going to be the missing piece to whatever intuitive insight you've been receiving, but it's what's going to propel us to say, okay, I need to stand up from this beautiful paradise that I'm in and go and do something about it. Emotionally transmute this, alchemize this in some sort of way. We have a lot of earth in this card, we have a lot of water in this card, and with the Sun in Tauro and with Venus and Saturn in Pisces, this is a decision that we're taking very seriously and that we want to make a grounded decision about. We don't take it lightly. And so expect that this week could give us the remaining pieces to the information or the puzzle that we're trying to solve here to move forward from a very solid place of, yes, I feel good about this. Yes, I considered not only the situation at hand on a tangible material level, but I considered it alongside my intuition as well. I consulted with the earth and with my body, and I can move forward with this with a 100% yes. Maybe this is in relation to that Venus-Saturn conjunction, making a commitment, having conviction with something, moving forward. So I think that this card is embodying a lot of that seriousness, a lot of that Tauro Piscean energy in order for us to stand strong in all of our movements throughout this moment in time. So I really hope that that was helpful. I flipped the deck around and we have the High Priestess. So I love the High Priestess so much. I feel like her energy just wanted to peek through and further support and say, you've got this, trust your intuition, listen to your dreams. If this week feels powerful and serious, you are also powerful and serious. You are also capable of meeting this moment with all of your light and all of your intuition and discernment and clarity. I am wishing you a very grounded, a very illuminating, enlightening, and supportive week. And sending you so much magic and so much love. Take care.